Welcome back. Our next guest is one of Canada's most successful investors. Michael Lee-Chin is chairman of Portland Holdings. Portland manages public and private equity investments and owns ownership stakes in numerous companies in numerous sectors. One sector he likes right now is the nuclear sector. Michael, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Great to have you here. Okay, so we were chatting a bit before we came on camera. You like nuclear from an energy point of view, also from a medical point of view. Let's first of all talk about the energy point of view. What do you see as the happening over the next 10 years with nuclear reactors and the demand for uranium?
Well, Paul, we start off with a basic hypothesis. Whenever there's a shift in the dominant source of energy, there's also a shift in economic power. So if you believe that, you have to ask yourself the question, is there a shift happening now? And I'll suggest, yes, there is. Because in 2015, most countries signed up to be carbon net zero by 2050.
Right.
And to get there, the countries have to change their energy mix. The energy mix that is dominant in most countries would be described as a hub and spoke model. At the hub, you have fossil fuels, spokes, renewables. Fossil fuels, they have some wonderful properties. Always on, high energy dense, and scalable, but dirty. Renewables, the spokes, not always on, not energy dense, and not scalable. But together, they're what we would call optimal today. But that's the optimal format today isn't good enough to get us to carbon net zero by 2050. So we have to substitute what is now at the hub with another source of energy with the same properties, always on, high energy dense and scalable, but clean. And the combination of that hub and the spokes being renewables will be what will be the way, the energy mix of the future. And I go back to whenever there's a shift in the dominant source of energy, there's a shift in economic power.
As you and I and many of our viewers know, for many years there was opposition to nuclear energy on the perception that it was not safe, and there have been some accidents at Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, Fukushima in Japan. Do you see countries re-embracing nuclear energy in a sustainable way? We have seen some European countries reverse their exits from nuclear energy, and they recognize now that they've got to be they've got to include more nuclear energy in their power grids. Is that trend going to last?
100%, and it became most indelible last October when Microsoft signed an agreement with Constellation Energy to buy power, nuclear power, which will come from a restart of the 3 Mile Island plant number 1. So the boogeyman, what was formerly the boogeyman of our industry, is now going to be supplying us and subsequent supplying Microsoft. And subsequent to Microsoft signing that agreement, so did Amazon, so did Google. So it is an inevitable.
So you told me before we came on camera that you didn't want to talk about individual stocks, but what should investors who are interested in individual stocks, what should they be looking at? Do you like the uranium producers? Do you like the power providers who use nuclear energy as a fuel?
So what we're looking at, we're looking forward, we're looking ahead. Because at the end of the day, when you invest, why you invest? You're investing to create wealth. And creating wealth, if you think about any wealthy person, they created their wealth by practicing what we call the 3 Ps. They predicted, they planned for the prediction, and they persevered. So the proliferation of nuclear energy will not come from only those gigaplants. The proliferation will come from small and micro modular reactors, which are manufactured in plants and can be deployed quickly. No different from airplanes or cars.
Okay, we're going to get to medical uses in just a moment, but Portland, your company, has a replacement of fossil fuels alternative fund. What kind of assets are in that fund?
So in that fund, we'd have small modular reactor type companies, and what enable the small modular reactors upstream and downstream, what small modular reactors will enable, like production of hydrogen, like companies that are in the business of electrolysis. So it's a vertically integrated fund around the base being small modular reactors.
Okay, you're also excited about the medical applications of uranium and nuclear technology. Talk to us about that.
Not necessarily uranium. You see, when you think of cancer, there are presently 3 modalities for treating cancer. And cancer today is experiencing an exponential growth. So if you think about an industry to be investing in, oncology is a great industry. So 2018, we came to the conclusion that we need to make sure that we get into the treatment of cancer, but not through the first modality, which is surgery, not through chemotherapy, not through radiation, but through what is now the 4th modality for treating cancer, which is targeted radionuclide therapy, which is treating cancer directly aimed at the infected cells and leaving neighboring healthy cells alone.
We'll have to leave it there, unfortunately, but a great conversation. Please come back sometime. We'll talk about it further, okay?
My pleasure.
Good to meet you. Thanks a lot.
Paul. Thank